I refuse to finish this video until my X3M drives legally on the road for the first time. And after all of the hard work that we've put into this car, buying it in a completely wrecked state and replacing so many parts including the chassis leg, it would be such a shame if something was to go wrong.
Right, sport mode. No, don't do that. Oh no. I told you.
Now this is going to be a video of complete problem solving. We've got so many issues to get through on this car in order to get it back on the road for the first time since it had that massive crash. Now the first problem we need to try and fix is this. This is the brake pad wear sensor, and we've got a warning light for both the front and the rear on the dash. Now, here's what's strange. We cannot find where this wire plugs in on the loom itself for love or money. We've stripped back all of the wires here, all of the wires here, and it just doesn't add up because there is not a plug for that brake pad warning sensor. Now, here's the conclusion we've come to. I've checked PartsLink and checked with BMW, and it only shows one for the front and one for the rear. Now there is one plug on that side for the front, and I think it's one on this side for the rear. So my only conclusion is, for some reason, they've fitted a dummy brake pad wear sensor to the car. Why they do that, I have no idea, but it's the only logical solution I can think of. Now, in order to get rid of the warning on the dash, we need to get new brake pad wear sensors in, even if there's still plenty of material on the pads. So let's get these fitted and pray that we can reset it, and the one that was fitted on the driver's side just isn't used. So now we've got the new ones in and reset it on OBD11. We now have no warning for the front or rear brake pads needing doing. Good start. Still doesn't make sense as to why there was a sensor on the driver's side which isn't used. Pointless. So with one fault ticked off the list, let's crack on with the rest. Now I think the thing that we need to do really now is make sure everything's plugged in, because one thing being missing can trigger so many fault codes on this car. So the main one that we're missing is the front bumper. Let's get that on. So like we mentioned in the last video, as far as I can tell, only one plug out of the 4 big chunky plugs on this bumper loom are actually connected to the car. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right. So I've just loosely popped this on now because it may have to come off again. I'm not 100% sure yet, and it's best to be safe rather than sorry. But I can now head in here and plug this in. Let's see how many that's got rid of. And we're down to 55. That's the thing with these cars. One little thing unplugged or one tiny fault can trigger so many codes. So, well, it's definitely a step in the right direction. So here's what we've got. We've got rail pressure sensor signal. That one keeps cropping back up. We've got a few for the airbags. Then we've got some for the internal body electrics, which is like the horn, I presume, because the driver's airbag's not in. We've got one from the connection to the head unit, which I believe, again, that might be there for the DAB radio signal. Then we've got the driver's seat, which needs coding in, so obviously that needs doing. And then loads for the aircon as well. A lot for the aircon. Well, I don't know about you guys, but it's always mad to start seeing a project come together like this, and a bumper is a big step in doing that because it gives its car its face back. So now the car's got a face, but it's got no nostrils. So let's give it some snoots by fitting the grills. Hopefully I can do this from here. Yes. And the other side too. Yeah. They are some pretty big grills. Next thing is the front under trays. I've got to pick these up new from BMW, and well, they're a pretty self-explanatory thing. So I can now get these bolted to the underside of the car. And now that those are on, there's also this trim piece here which also attaches in the wheel arch area, which the under trays bolt into. You may have noticed throughout this video so far, we haven't had any wheels for the car, and there's a good reason why, because I've sent the stock ones off to the wheelman to be refurbished and put back to factory. Originally they were matte black, curbed and not looking in the best condition, and now they look like this. Boom! Nice! So we've gone back to factory spec on these. We've done black with the diamond cut and put in a genuine 50th anniversary centre cap and new M logos just here. They look nice, don't they?
Yeah, man. Sexual.
Fresh out the box, I'd say.
Like a pair of new trainers.
Yeah, some white crepes. No, they look good, they look good. And I got the centre caps from Stealth X. So if you need any badges for your cars, you can go to them. Or if you need your wheels refurbed, it's always the wheelman. He's just by the IKEA in Nottingham, and he does a sick job, doesn't he?
He's impressed me here.
They look good, fresh, very fresh.
Fresh.
Let's get them on.
Let's get them.
Oh yeah. And now we can put on the side skirts. And this really feels like a step in the right direction because this is one of the first things we removed off the car when we got it, so we can open the doors up and get these clipped into place. Fits like factory, as if it's the part that came off the car. So now we've got both side skirts on, we've got the arch trims to go in, but on the back we've got some old adhesive to clean off before we can put the new ones on. So while we're waiting for that, we are going to tackle this, which is a wing mirror.
That we don't use in the BMW world.
Don't need him as a BMW driver, but I don't want mine to have holes in it like that. And there's some more damage somewhere else there. It's just not pretty, so... He's got some anger to So to do this, we've got to take the door card off. Unfortunately, I think there's 3 bolts holding it on, and there's 2 screws holding the door card in. Just got to find where they are. So once the screws were removed out of the door cards, we could then run around the edge with a trim tool and pop out all the clips. This then gave us complete access to the mirror, which I could then unplug and start taking out the 3 T30 bolts which were holding it on. No luck. What was all that? Right, this one is toast. Let me show you why. Big scratches there, probably could have been repaired. Got nicks in the rubber, and then around this side there is cracks here.
I can see yourself in the... Hello.
Oh, there. Hi everyone at home. And then also a big chunk out of it here. So I think it would have been more faff than it was worth trying to get this in pieces. So I picked up a second-hand one off the same guy which I got all the interior stuff on. So let's just put it on. So we can now bolt the new mirror into place and plug it in and see if it's going to work straight away out the box.
Yeah,
you ready?
Let's have a listen.
Look what mirror did.
It did it. No talking. Ooh. Nice. What new moves was that?
All of them. That's it. Isn't it?
Yeah. Look at that.
Mirrors on. We're gonna have to check to see whether that's flagged any more fault codes because it won't be coded to the car, but fingers crossed it doesn't. Let's put the rest of this back together and get on with the next thing. The next thing? The next thing. The next job on our list of a million things to do is sorting this interior out. We've got it pretty damn close, but it's time to do that final fasten up and make sure everything's plugged in and make sure we've got everything we need. So we're gonna go through all the boots, which Ethan's doing right now. You're right there, Ethan. Hello! Make sure everything's nice and tidy, make sure everything's clean, and it should be pretty much sorted. We've got to put the fuel pump cover back in, put the rear seats back in, fasten that seat in, ready to get the seats coded, and then the final thing we're waiting for is for our windscreen man to come and sort out the windscreen camera situation. And I made it all sound as if it was going to be so easy, and some of it was, but I didn't realise how much of a ball ache this was going to be later on in the video. But for now, we can get the interior back together as much as possible and get it cleaned up. And now that these adhesive strips on the arches had been soaking in tar and glue remover for a while, I can then wipe those off and give the surface a good clean, ready for some fresh adhesive, and I can stick the new arch trims on. Right, now the final thing holding these in place is these little plastic rivets, which work with a special tool, essentially pulling this pin back here, this pin here, and then that scrunches up this section here, which pins everything perfectly in place. So, I've borrowed this tool from Daz at Darkside. Let's see how well I can use it. That's nice. Quick and effective. So while I'm tackling putting these trims back on, Ethan is in here chilling. Beep 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 pop pop. Bloody. And he is about to put the steering wheel airbag in. So for that, we need the new airbag. Catch the bomb. And quick as a flash, it's in. Ethan thinks it's right.
I think so. You got the key? I just wanna...
You wanna test it, see if the horn works?
Let's see if it blows me back in the... Back slot one. Spare one again.
The horns are definitely plugged in at the front. Have you definitely connected everything behind there? 100%. So throughout this video we're going to be using OBD11 to make sure that the BMW X3M is in the best health and as ready as it can possibly be for that first drive. It's got full dealership diagnostics for BMWs, VAG Group cars and Toyota and Lexus. You can do coding for BMWs from F series to I series and also for any VAG Group car. But don't worry if you've got something different because OBD11 can do basic diagnostics for any car fitted with an OBD2 port. But that's not the best bit because OBD11 can activate some super cool features on your car. And this is the tool I've been using throughout this build to try and get this car back on the road, and we've gone a long way from 165 fault codes not long ago at all, and we're now whittling down through them ready for that first drive. But there's also been some great features which we can turn on the X3M along the way, just like full screen Apple CarPlay, and that means that you get the full width of the screen in usage when the Apple CarPlay is activated on the car, so I'm definitely going to prefer that over the cropped version that you get as standard. So this is how the Apple CarPlay screen looks before, so let's turn on full screen mode. Boom, activated, and boom, that's how it looks like now. Definitely a huge improvement making use of that full screen. So if you do want to take control of your car and start doing your diagnostics yourself, and if you want to turn on one-touch applications on BMWs from F series to I series, and also all VAG Group cars, and also basic diagnostics for every other car fitted with an OBD2 port, make sure to grab yourself an OBD11 device using the link in the description and discount code SLIX. So thank you OBD11 for sponsoring this video and helping me fix my car, but we've still got a lot to get through. Well, I've just checked both the horns at the front and they're definitely plugged in. Ethan's confident everything's plugged in on the steering wheel, so I've got no idea what it is. Right.
How are you?
You broke your car.
Yes.
Now it's time to level it out.
Yes.
Let's fix mine.
No, let's break it.
Brilliant. So, we're pretty much there now. We're getting there. You've come in at the good bits, you know, where the work gets a bit easier.
Yeah, I know. That's when I come in to observe everything to see if you've done the right job.
Okay, and what does it look like?
It looks alright, to be honest. I mean, you could have done a few things better, but...
Do you notice anything missing around here? Just something that might go straight across here?
Yeah, like something here, like, I mean...
That's supposed to be there. I mean, kind of like this big gaping hole here.
I don't know. What is that hole?
Let me explain. Now that
Sword?
is whatever you want it to be, but for now, it can go just here. So,
is that to literally stabilise the whole engine and keep it in one place?
It's that powerful, it twists the chassis.
What is this?
So it's like a brace which goes from one side to the other and holds it sturdy and makes it handle better and be stiffer.
Alright.
You know about stiffer.
I love stiff.
Please.
So I'm going to put this on.
You're going to put that on.
Basically, I built this car, not you.
From scratch.
Yeah, I built this car from scratch.
Is this the last bit?
We'll pretend it is for Nico, just to make him feel better.
Look at me finishing off this car.
Right, I'm now holding your nuts.
It's the only thing I've finished in a long time. Of course, I already seen that you get handed it wrong. So, let me see. I am a genius.
You are? Almost.
Oh, look at that.
Just, what about this wire here?
We don't need that wire. We don't need that for anything.
Okay.
It's not that hard, Chris. Like, rebuilding cars is not that difficult.
You think?
No, it's easy. Give me that.
I think it's that. Might be wrong. Is that the one?
Yeah, well done. Shall I teach you how this works, right?
Yeah, go for it.
So you need to not do these, normally you don't do them tight on one side. You do them.
Oh, okay.
See? Or doesn't it? Sorry.
Nice. Talk to spec.
Yeah. Oh, it's 3 times, not 4 times.
3, it's got to be 3. 4's too much and 2's too little. If you drop one of those nuts, I'm in for a bad day, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but listen, are you talking to me? Do you know who you're talking to? 3 times a lady.
3 times.
Just finished your car, bro. Like, I mean, it took you so long to finish. And I just done it in 5 seconds.
He makes it look easy, honestly. I don't understand how this man isn't doing everything right now. You need a new channel, a 4th channel.
I need a 4th channel where I rebuild cars.
Exactly, yeah, because it's so easy for
like
you.
5 minutes, done. Let's look at it, it's fake.
Nice.
Yeah, close the bonnet.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go for a drive. Oh, you're missing a badge.
I'd like you to install the bonnet badge.
Bonnet badge, don't you? This is going to be put on this car with love.
With pride.
And dedication.
And opinion.
On here.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool, to be fair. Let me see. I need to line this up perfectly.
That is the boy.
That is the one Tesla that holds its value.
Boom. Thanks, mate, for
welcome.
finishing my car and doing the job I couldn't do.
I'll send you the invoice.
Well, now at least I don't have to pay road tax on my car, so that's a win. We've got the mirror on, we've got most of the interior back together, and we're close. I can smell it. The first drive is brewing in this car, and it's going to be delicious. But we are still not quite there yet, and that's because we've got to put the arch liners in. Now, I would have got Nico to do this for me, but the video would have been over in 0.4 of a second, and I wouldn't have had anything to film because he's just so good at it. Right, we're going on now to sort the only engine fault that we've got. So we've got a fault for a short circuit to live on the fuel rail pressure sensor, which is this plug here, which has been swapped for a Mercedes one, if you can make that out, by whoever we got the car from. Definitely don't want a Mercedes on here. And we think it's wired up wrong. We've checked on another car and the wires aren't that way around. So we're going to put a BMW plug on it that should fit right, put the wires in the right way around, and fingers crossed that fixes it. Is it going to fix it?
Of course it is.
Oh, nice. That's looking much better. Done proper by P1 Auto Keys, the one and only.
Proper job.
Supervised by Mr. Stealth Movements. Right, we need to make sure these go in the right way around, so we're going to start with yellow and white, which is
that one there.
That one, and that is that side.
There we go.
She's in, and then it's the grey one. Grey and black.
Yep.
And then, well, I don't know how to tell you that one.
There we go.
Beautiful. Right, plug is done. Go on. Click her on, and now that is rock solid. Before it was just sliding straight off. Let's read these codes and see if we've fixed the final engine fault on the car. So we've still got a rail pressure sensor fault, but let's try clearing it and see if it comes back. Ooh, we're down to 37, and guess what?
Is it gone?
We've not got a fault yet. Let's start it. There's no engine management. Big up dips.
Yes, bruh.
We're getting there, slowly, but surely. And I'm going to rescan it now just to make sure. Do you think it's going to come back?
No, I actually don't think it's going to come back.
It was wired incorrectly. Yeah! So we've only got one for the safety battery terminal.
Not sure what that is. We can check it though.
We've got body electronics, which is going to be mainly that.
Yeah.
Multimedia, connection of head unit to DAB L-band antenna. Is that going to be that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Driver's seat, aircon.
Is that it?
That's it, but there's loads for the aircon.
Is there?
25. So, now, we're making progress, and we need to do some more coding. So Dips has hooked up his laptop again. We're going to get back onto defined coding, hopefully for the last time. Try and get these seats coded to the car so we can move this one forwards and backwards. Hopefully get the module coded for the heater and the aircon, so all of those codes go. Do you reckon we're going to get to 0 fault codes by the end of this video?
I reckon there might be one or two.
One or two. So Dips can get connected to Kyle at defined coding and hopefully try and iron out these last few issues. Right, we're not having much joy with coding things. We've managed to do a little bit, but we still can't get this seat working. And we've just found outside, there it is, it's like a body control module slash heater box thing. I'm hoping that's the original one off the car. So if we put that on, fingers crossed that fixes something. Don't know if it will, to be honest, but it's worth a shot. Worth a try. So we've got that one now fitted to the car and we can give it a try. Let's give it a go, Dips. Do you want to fire her up? Yeah. Let's get a fault code reader on, see if she's going to play ball. So we think with that new module fitted, the aircon system is now coded and that should be working fine. Now, the seats are a different story. We've lost one of the modules from the old seats. So yeah, we need to get at least a replacement module for the passenger seat, which isn't too bad. It's like 150 quid from BMW, which I'm more than happy to pay to fix the problem. But now let's check how many fault codes we've got. Down to 27. But there is some faults that a code reader will never pick up, which we've got to sort, and that's why we've called in Dents. So they are going to fix some of the tiny little imperfections and dents along the passenger side of the car and get those straightened out to get it looking tip-top. Now, I've done work with Rob from Dents for ages, and if you're in or around the Leicester area, I can assure you there's no better paintless dent removal company to use. Their links are going to be in the description. New seat module is now here. It has arrived. I'm hoping this is going to be the end of my troubles with these. And that is because we've refitted the original one back to the driver's seat, which will probably need coding in again. But we haven't got the original one for the passenger seat. I can't quite remember what happened to it. So I'm gonna fit the new one to this one. Probably gonna need this one coding as well. Get that one coded. And fingers crossed that's it. This is the nightmare thing with newer cars. All of this coding stuff which needs doing is a real ball ache. What's the chances of this working out the box? Zilch. Absolutely nothing. I've tried everything with this seat now. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna be very sad. So I'm hoping it does. So, Dips has hooked up to define coding again, and now we have attempted to code it. Are you ready?
Just try it.
Nothing.
Oh man.
Not a drop.
No.
Oh. I just don't know what to do with myself. So me and Dips have been punching ourselves in the head basically for the past 24 hours because we're fighting with two main issues still on this car. Firstly, the horn doesn't work, and secondly, we cannot get that passenger seat to move. Even though it's now coded in, none of the functions apart from the light in the headrest are going to work. And Dips was like, if you check the fuses, I was like, nah, this can't be a fuse, surely, not on this.
Fuse is gone.
There's a fuse gone for something. So that's definitely going to stop something working.
I believe it's F7 and it's showing it's for the horn.
Okay.
So that's one thing eliminated.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So it could well be that.
Yeah,
now
so
what?
We'll get a fuse in there. I'm just going to run through the other fuses as well and hoping that one of them's for the passenger seat.
Fingers crossed, mate, because if it is, then it's all getting fastened up and we're going to go get a KFC.
Yes.
It's the simple stuff sometimes that catches you out, and that's pretty simple. So luckily the horn should be an easy fix, but that still doesn't explain why on earth the passenger seat won't work when we've checked over absolutely everything. But if there's one man I can count on, I know Dips can sort this out. It was just super stressful for both of us trying to wrap our heads around this problem. Is the horn going to work?
We've got a horn, just got to sort the seat out now.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
We are making progress. So to try and sort this seat out so we can get it bolted in and go for that first drive, we went over everything again, making sure all of the motors work, which they did, making sure all of the wires had continuity from this side to the other side of the car, which they did, and everything had a power and an earth, which it all did. And on top of that, we've even got the new seat module in there, which has successfully been coded in, so we just cannot figure this out. Which is so strange considering even though these are new seats, they're from the same model of car exactly. What do you think's up with it, mate?
Because we know both motors are working. We've got power to we've got input and we've got power going back out again. I've got power to the new module that you just replaced. So we've got powers and all the grounds are there as well.
The only thing we could think of that we hadn't tried was the switches on the side. Maybe these had got fried somehow. Now I did have a spare one from the old seat, so we thought we'd give that a try, but still, absolutely nothing.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right, we've had nothing but issues with this seat, and the driver's seat works fine on this side, so we're trying the passenger seat in the driver's side. If it works, it's a fault with the wire in this side. If it doesn't work, then it's a fault with the seat. Does that make sense, Heath?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, ignition's on. Here we go. It works.
Oh, it's the loom.
It's the loom.
Should we try it? Oh, it works.
It does work.
I don't know.
No way.
No, Dips, you sacked. What do you think?
As if. I'm shocked.
I am.
I really didn't think that'd work.
No.
I kind of wish it was the seat, but I'm glad it's not the seat, because now I'm not going to buy a new seat, but I wish it was the seat
I'm
because...
trying to punch X3 right now.
We're going to try the driver's seat in the passenger side just to double, triple, quadruple check that it's not like a fault with the plug or something, I guess. I don't know. It could be anything right now. I've lost days on this. Days. So just to take away any odds of it being something absolutely ridiculous, we're just going to make sure the driver's seat doesn't work in the passenger side. If it does work, I have no idea what is going on with my life. That's it, mate. Right, I'm going to plug this in. So what does that mean? That means that we have got a wiring fault somewhere in the car, which, well, you know that's going to be a nightmare. Well, we've got power, so that's not an issue. It's the signal between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, we believe, on something called a LIN or the CAN bus system. Hopefully, it doesn't mean ripping all of this out again. So, we're still going at this. This has been days and days and days now, but the only thing which we're thinking is a possibility, we've checked continuity between both sides, which seems all right, doesn't it, Dips?
Yep.
But I've just noticed, this was actually me as well, one of the wires, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It goes to no pin, essentially, in here. So we're going to pull this open, see what we can see from the back, and see if one of them needs swapping over, and see if there's a slight variation in the seats. If that does work, that is the best solution, because it saves me ripping out all of the interior again. Is it going to work?
No idea.
I think I owe Dips a few £1,000s by this point, I can't lie. Do you want to explain for the people at home what we're trying to...
No.
Go on, just give it a go. Are we just essentially just trying something to see if it works, not hoping it is, but...
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
You don't think it's going to work, but it might. And if it does, that's why I'm recording this, because then it's going in. So if you're seeing this clip, we've done something dodgy.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy?
Dips, I've got no idea what you've just done, but
Check this out.
it's now working forwards and backwards. What about up and down?
Up and down, everything's working.
What? Explain to people what I don't. My brain does not.
Right, so
I do not
So
I do not compute.
what I've noticed is on this plug here, on the back, on the seat side of it, there's canvas wires.
Yep.
On the plug that's going from the vehicle to the actual car, there's no canvas wires on it.
Right.
So for seats to work, for the controls to work, they run on canvas. I've noticed because there's no canvas wires, I thought let me just join the canvas signal coming out from that seat to this seat. Now we can sort this all out and we can just get canvas from somewhere around here, which is not a problem. But I thought let me just run canvas from that side to this side, and we now have full control.
Dips, I just don't.
Everything's
Do you know what?
working.
I don't have to get it. All I have to know is that it's working and that I want to cry. Can we have a hug?
Yeah!
So we've got cam wires, so we're going to run those for now.
Yeah.
Until we get the old information from the old plug.
Yeah.
Then we can do a permanent fix. But everything can go together for now and be safe. Let's get this back together and then let's drive it to Miller and Carter. And we have finally found a solution. Not a permanent one, but we can fix it at a later date once we get some information from the old seats, which I can still get. But for now, we can get this interior back together, and I think it's only right we go for the first drive with the whole crew who has worked so hard on making this happen. Well, the interior is all back together. Final thing is a number plate. So now that, I'm definitely going to get this wonky. It will do. What do you reckon? Close enough?
Yeah.
Let's go for a drive. On me right now is the cheapest Bmw X3M ever, but I had to break one of my biggest car buying rules in order to get it. So the last time that you saw my Bmw X3M, we got it started for the first time. But there's still a massive list of problems which we need to fix. The job that we've tackled on this is the biggest job I've ever undertaken. Well, it's ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Me neither. Let's do it.
I ain't got my truck, mate.
I know, yeah, we're going to be screwed if we break down.
Come on.
Here we go.
Can't see me.
I'm scared.
I'm scared as well.
Can't.
Oh my god, my seatbelt's just strangled me. My tracking's a bit out. So
This
brake
feels
test.
like it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
Do you want to know the maddest thing? Is because you haven't had to have an MOT test to drive this, because it's still got one from until April.
Yeah, that's weird.
It is, isn't
Especially
it?
being in the state that it was in.
Oh, this is putting all over the place.
What are you thinking, Dips?
We're doing 45.
Oh my god.
And it sounds alright, it's okay.
Yeah.
Right, sport mode.
speak too
No,
soon.
don't do that.
speak too
Don't
soon.
do
Sport
that.
plus.
Oh, what's happened there?
Oh. Oh. It's doing weird stuff.
Oh no.
Let's go back into efficient drivetrain. Oh no.
Oh,
Is it died?
We're in limp.
Oh, no.
Well, we got a good 100 meters. Oh my god, it's going.
Has it died? That's how it's died.
Hazards. It's done. In neutral.
No, it ain't.
It has.
Yeah.
No,
That's
it
it.
ain't. Fuck's sake.
Well, we're walking home.
I told you.
Oh no. Okay, now.
I think we maybe concentrate
I
on
think
going
there's
back.
a major electrical issue. Who's gonna carry the boat, son? Who's gonna carry the boat?
Good lad.
That's weird, it didn't do it when you...
Well, it probably didn't help I put it into sport mode, let's be real.
Nice one, Chris.
Oh. So it starts, and okay, and now it's died, and the screen's off. Everything's gone. And it's good because we're in the middle of nowhere. At least the view's a nice, eh? Cracking. We didn't get very far, but we got somewhere, and we have driven the car for the first time. and I don't really know what else to say, to be honest, but if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Hopefully we can get this fixed, and I'll catch you next time.